It is now my honor to introduce our commencement speaker, Dr. Bobby Wagner.
Hello, everybody. If you didn't know, my name is now Dr. Bobby Wagner. And a family member that's here, you got to change my name in your phone as Doctor now. So I will no longer be answering back to Bobby. It will be Doctor only. I remember being in these seats a long time ago, and my goal is to see if I can hold your attention for 10 to 15 minutes. I'm gonna do my best. It was funny walking around campus and seeing all the beautiful things that you guys have now that I didn't have. I see you guys even getting a Target. So congratulations to you guys. I just had Walmart. No disrespect to Walmart if y'all listening to this. Yeah, just walking around. I remember always being at the field house and the hyper, and if I would have told you that I would be here in this moment with everything that's been accomplished, I probably would have laughed at you because I almost didn't even come here. It took a lot of convincing, a little bit of threatening, but more convincing. When you come from Ontario, California, where there is nothing but sun, and the only experience that you have of snow is cartoons. I took my trip out here, and I had the pleasure of coming into this amazing building and watching J.C. Carroll. I think he scored 2,000 points the night that I came. And I saw all the fans and just everybody to cheer, and it was just such a beautiful experience. And then I walked outside and I saw snow. And it's not like the cartoons. In the cartoons, when you walk on snow, they walk and it's cool. I tried to step on the snow and I fell into the snow. And I came on my trip with my mom, and we went around campus. Obviously my mom didn't care about the snow. She didn't care about, obviously she cared about academics. She didn't care about any of the things that I was complaining about. All she cared about was education. And so we were at the top of the hill, and they had, some of the guys go out and sled down the hill. Again, I'd never seen snow. I didn't even know what to do to go down the hill. And the coach took us into the back of the room, and they offered me a scholarship right there on the spot. And he left the room so he can talk to my mom. And my mom was like, "What you thinking?" I'm like, "Nah, I can't do this. I can't do the snow." And she was like, "Well, this is the only scholarship that you have." And I said, "I'll take my chances." And she told me that I either accepted the scholarship or I wasn't coming back home. So back then, there was no Ubers. There was no NIL. I wasn't getting paid. So, I accepted the scholarship. And one of the things that taught me was sometimes the place that you least expect to be is the place that you're exactly supposed to be. And ever since then, when I first stepped on campus as an Aggie, everybody, the students, the teachers, my coaches, they accepted me as one. And I felt the love and I felt the energy from Utah State, like being able to go to games, softball games. Obviously, when we played, having the fans, when I played, the fans were behind us. So every time we made a good play, we got to go talk trash with the fans. I heard they switched it. And so this was exactly where I wanted to be. And I took pride in being from Utah State. And, I got offended every single time when I made it to the league, and they would ask me, where did you go to school at? And I said, I went to Utah State. And they was like, oh, the red team? I'm like, no. Like, that's the Utes. I don't even know what a Ute is. Then they were like, oh, the other school, BYU? I'm like, no. Who want to be represented by 3 initials? Nobody cares about that. I'm like, Utah State, Aggies. And they was like, oh, the bull? Yeah, don't ask me why it's an Aggie bull. I don't know. It works for us. If you're not us, then we don't need you. So it doesn't matter. And so, man, I went through this beautiful journey, and, I was able to play all 4 years at school. I was really, really driven. Wanted to finish my degree before I left because I knew a lot of players didn't get their degree. And, I got my degree, and I graduated, and I was proud of that. And I moved on to trying out for the league. And everybody sees the beautiful or all the accolades, and everybody sees the Pro Bowls and things like that. But again, that story almost didn't start as well. When I was working out for the combine and trying to make it to the combine, I was working out in Florida, and then I got homesick. I didn't like being on the East Coast. I came back to, I worked out in Arizona, and somehow, I don't know how, I got pneumonia in Arizona. I don't know how that happened. I don't know. But I ended up being in the hospital the day I was supposed to report for the combine. I had to check into the hospital because the pneumonia was that bad, and I found out my kidneys were failing. And I had to watch everybody that I was going to compete with run their 40, jump their vertical, and all numbers I could have beat. And in that moment, I was like, man, I felt like my dream was over. But, I had amazing people that pushed me and told me that the dream wasn't over. And so I was able to get out of the hospital and do my pro day. And I had to visit all the teams. I think I visited like 16 teams in 17 days. And Seattle was the last team, and I was burnt out, and that was the absolute worst trip that I had. I mean, I don't think I answered a question good, and I couldn't tell if they liked me or not, and, coach had said something to me that made me mad, and I was just like, all right, well, I hope I get drafted by somebody else. I'm going to whoop you every single chance I get. But when they drafted me, one of the coaches that was challenging me went on my trip. He told me it was just a test to see if I could handle the pressure. And out of all the people that they talked trash to, I was the only one that talked trash back. And they liked it. So turned me into a Seahawk, you know what I mean? So I was trying to think about when I was sitting here and I was thinking about what I wanted to say to you guys outside of those stories. Something that I wish people would have told me when I was in college was the power of networking. It's funny because when we growing up and we was kids, we would don't talk to strangers. And then when we grow up, talking to strangers is called networking. And I'm like, okay. And so I walked into the locker room one day, and I was fortunate to play with some really cool teammates. And I walked into the locker room, and Richard Sherman and Doug Baldwin were talking about how great Stanford was. And they were talking about the connection they made at this event. And it had me think, like, man, there was somebody that I remember when I was here, we switched from whatever we were before to Nike. And the reason why we did that was because a guy named Charlie Denson, he was a Utah State alum, and he was the president of Nike. And so I was like, I'm going to track him down. And so I reached out to everybody that I knew that could get in contact with him. And somehow I got in contact with him. And He took my call, and we had a conversation, and he told me he was going to be in Portland for a day, and he was going to leave for a month. And he said if I was in Portland, let him know. I wasn't in Portland, but he didn't know that. And so I told him I was in Portland, and then after I got off the phone, I drove 3 hours to get to Portland and act like I was been there. And we had this amazing conversation, and he opened so many doors for me. He really, everything that I've been able to accomplish business-wise was because of him. He connected me with a lot of people in Seattle, and those people connected me to other people who connected me to other people. And so I tell you guys how important networking is, because you never know what person can open that door. And you have a group of people, in this Aggie family that want to see you win and want to see you successful in any field. We have all fields, from business to science to everything, doctors, me being a doctor as well. There's so many people that want to connect, and I often see the thing that stops people from reaching out is they scared to get turned down. If you get turned down, who cares? It's a no. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they say no, the next person will say yes. And so I encourage you to reach out, cold call people. Don't be afraid. You never know who's going to answer the door. You never know who's going to help you. And I truly believe that the Aggie alum and this Aggie family is something beautiful that we should appreciate and we should really take into account, because they want to see you win, just like I want to see you guys win. And do that. It's fun. It's fun to be able to talk trash to every other school. I tell them, I don't know, Stanford's cool, but it's not Utah State. You know what I mean? So, I really hope you guys, really go out and try to network and try to find people in your field, because most people don't even know that they can be helped because they don't take the chance. So take the chance. Even if you want to take the chance with me, I don't know if I can help you every field. I just became a doctor today, but I can help you. I just got LinkedIn too, so y'all, I'm figuring out how to do it. So I'll just accept you, and we'll figure it out. But I want to leave you guys with, we go to school all the time, and we try to get great grades, and it is amazing. I'm pretty sure the teachers love seeing A's. Helps the school keep going. But it's not always just about knowledge. It's about how you use the knowledge. I think a lot of people would tell me a story growing up about how Bill Gates dropped out of school, and then you realize he was the top in his class. He was the smartest person that read 3 books in 5 minutes. I'm he didn't just drop out of school. So, learn the things that you need to learn, but understand it's how you use that knowledge that's going to take you as far as you want to go. And believe in yourself, because there's going to be challenges. This is, it's a beautiful time. You graduate, and I'm pretty sure y'all been waiting to get out them doors and tired of them teachers telling you to turn that paper in at 11:59, and, they don't really do it like high school, threatening your parents, because now they can't do that no more. But, but when you go into the real world, you're going to have real challenges. Some people, you're going to lose family members, or you're going to have hardship, but none of that means anything if you believe in yourself and you keep putting one foot in front of the other. And understand that you have a family, whether it's your actual family or this Aggie family, behind you, wanting to see you win, because I love when I'm looking at TV and I see they say, oh, it's Bobby Wagner from the Utah State University. People would get mad at me when I took the D, but you guys don't understand how special this college is and how much this means to me, and how much none of this in my life would have been possible if it wasn't for Utah State. From the students to my coaches to my family, this would not be possible. And I'm here because I took a chance. I'm here because there was people that believed in me, and I just want to see us win. And I always have the song, I Believe That We Can Win. And it's really us together, always trying to win, trying to show those other Utah places that they not Utah State. So congratulations on everything that you've accomplished so far, but understand it is just the beginning. You have so much to accomplish, and I believe that we will win. Thank you.